Awesome.
For them to walk in and the look on their face and the happiness as they walk away, that's it. That's what it does for me.
The bike itself, 1927 Indian Scout. This was the bike of choice for the Wall of Death. We put a lot of time and effort into reviving it from its past life. Let's get this thing fired up.
Oh, God, that's great.
The best part of my job is the customer smiling.
Wow.
That is the most gratification I possibly could get.
At its peak, American Restoration wasn't just a TV show, it was a weekly ritual. Rick Dale and his tight-knit crew turned forgotten scraps into something meaningful, making viewers feel like part of the shop itself. Then, almost without warning, the series faded away, and the faces fans grew attached to vanished from television just as quickly.
Hey, wait, hold on. Let's put this over there. Throw that on up there. How you been, bud?
Good, man.
Good to see you. Where'd you get this?
Someone came in the shop with it. 1950s BMC heavy-duty tractor.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. What do you want to do with it? You want to restore it?
What really happened when the cameras stopped rolling, and where did the cast go once the spotlight dimmed? Join us as we uncover what they're truly doing now. From Restoration King to Laser Cut Entrepreneur. Rick Dale's journey from American Restoration host to his current life is an interesting transition from the spotlight to a quieter, more authentic existence focused on family and smaller-scale creative work. After History Channel fired him and his entire crew following Season 6, Rick faced a difficult decision about what to do next. Rick's Restorations, the Las Vegas shop that had been the heart of the show, is no longer operating as a restoration business. The physical location that once attracted so many fans that people would pay just to be shown around the yard has closed its doors to the public, though the website remains active as a digital artifact of what once was. Rick didn't retreat from entrepreneurship entirely. He simply pivoted to a different creative outlet. After the show ended, Rick opened a laser cut and embroidery business called My Best Font Forward Creations in Las Vegas. The business operates as My Best Font Forward LLC, specializing in custom laser cut metal art, embroidery, and personalized gifts. Their product line includes Christmas hangings, laser cut decorations, large-scale signs, embroidered hats and hoodies, and custom pieces for both commercial and residential clients. The business seems to be primarily run by his wife, Kelly, who has taken a leading role in managing operations while Rick contributes his metal artistry and fabrication skills. This arrangement allows Rick to continue working with his hands, creating metal art, his lifelong passion, but on a much smaller, more manageable scale than the full restoration projects that consumed his life during the television years.
How's it going?
Going all right.
Okay.
A little slow going, but I think we're getting it a little bit.
We're out a little more than we should be. Okay, let me see the hammer you used. The hammerhead, see the hammer? See how it's rounded like that? But this hammer is not so good on the outside.
The change from large-scale restorations to laser cut art represents more than just a business pivot. It's a philosophical change in how Rick approaches his craft. During American Restoration, Rick was restoring items for clients he often never met, selected by producers for their entertainment value rather than their restoration merit. Now, Rick creates custom pieces for individual customers who seek out his work specifically, establishing personal relationships and ensuring each piece has meaning beyond mere commerce. The laser cut business also allows Rick more creative freedom than restoration work ever did. While restoration requires faithfulness to original designs and historical accuracy, laser cut art can be completely original, limited only by Rick's imagination and modern laser technology. He's no longer bound by what things used to look like. He can create entirely new designs that express his artistic vision. Rick has also turned his hand to writing, penning a book called Classic Soda Machines that showcases his deep knowledge of and passion for vintage Americana. The book, available on Amazon, currently has a 4-star rating from readers who appreciate Rick's expertise in this specialized area of collecting and restoration. The book represents Rick's desire to educate and share his knowledge even without the television platform that once gave him access to millions of viewers. Rick's social media presence has become sporadic and selective. He used to be active on both X and YouTube, but he hasn't posted on either platform in years. He is still fairly active on Instagram, though his posts focus primarily on his current business ventures and family life rather than dwelling on his television past. This conscious decision to limit his online presence suggests Rick values privacy and authenticity over maintaining the public persona the television created.
I'm Rick with Rick's Restorations in Las Vegas, and I'm the guy that can restore anything. The pawn guys have been bringing me things for years, and they're trying to stump me one way or the other, and it still hasn't happened.
According to Celebrity Net Worth, Rick Dale has amassed a fortune of $2 million thanks to his TV appearances, including American Restoration, Pawn Stars, American Pickers, Best Of, and a single season of a show called Coked Up. This financial cushion, earned during his television years, allows Rick to operate My Best Font forward without the pressure of needing massive income to sustain his lifestyle. He can focus on quality work and personal satisfaction rather than chasing the next big payday. Rick seems to be enjoying a quieter life these days, one focused on family, his businesses, and creative work that fulfills him personally rather than entertaining millions of strangers. The man who once spent 12-hour days restoring vintage items for television cameras now creates custom laser-cut art on his own schedule, answering to himself rather than television producers. But what about Kelly, the woman who managed the business side of Rick's restorations and kept everything running smoothly behind the scenes?
From Rick's Restorations. We are all familiar with our favorite local celebrities from Rick's Restorations, Kelly and Rick Dale. Well, they sort of outgrew their old location on Commerce, and they've moved here to Mesquite Avenue, to a much larger piece of property.
Realtor, business owner, and matriarch, Kelly Dale was never just Rick's wife on American Restoration. She was the backbone of the entire operation. On the show, Kelly handled the business side of the shop, such as payroll, maintaining budgets, ordering parts, and customer relations. She was also the woman featured in the Rick's Restorations logo, symbolizing her central role in the company's identity and operations. Kelly and Rick tied the knot in 1994, and their marriage has now lasted over 30 years. Together, they have 2 children, Tyler Dale, Rick's son from his first marriage whom Kelly helped raise, and Allie Dale, their daughter together. Kelly also has a son from her previous relationship, Brettley, who became a beloved cast member on American Restoration, despite Rick being his stepfather rather than his biological father. After American Restoration ended, Kelly diversified. She is now a successful licensed realtor, using the business acumen and people skills she developed managing Rick's Restorations to build a thriving real estate career. Her marketing expertise, which had helped restore Rick's restoration shop to its former glory after his difficult first marriage and divorce, translated perfectly to selling homes and properties in the competitive Las Vegas market. Kelly owns and operates My Best Font Forward, the laser cut and embroidery business she runs with Rick. She recently upgraded to a new PS48 laser cutter to handle her growing business demands. The company creates everything from large-scale signs to embroidered hats and hoodies, serving both individual customers and commercial clients who need custom promotional items or decorative pieces. Beyond her business pursuits, Kelly occasionally hosts car shows and acts, maintaining connections to the automotive and entertainment worlds that defined her television years. She and Rick create content for their social media accounts and websites, though on a much more modest scale than during their American Restoration fame. Kelly has been active on social media, sharing family updates and business promotions. In December 2018, she posted Christmas photos with grandchildren, showing that she and Rick have entered the grandparent phase of life. The post revealed a family growing beyond just Rick, Kelly, and their children to include the next generation. Kelly's post-television success demonstrates that she was never just a supporting player, but a capable businesswoman who could thrive in multiple industries. How did their children handle life after the show ended and television fame disappeared?
My name's Tyler Dale from American Restoration and Rick's Restorations here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've been working here ever since I was 17 or 18, and I got this truck when I graduated high school, so it's been a passion of mine and a project of mine for a long time now, and I'm really excited to get it done.
Tyler Dale, the quiet life of Rick's son. Tyler Dale was born on September 25, 1993, making him 27 years old during American Restoration's run and 32 years old as of 2026. As Rick's son from his first marriage to Brett Otterman, Tyler grew up immersed in the restoration business from an incredibly young age. Since he was 2 years old, Tyler had worked in Rick's shop. This early exposure gave him skills in woodworking, welding, and metalwork that most people develop over decades. On American Restoration, viewers watched Tyler evolve from a teenage helper to a skilled craftsman capable of handling complex restoration projects independently. Despite Rick's hope that Tyler would eventually take over the family business, the boy was somewhat laid back and liked to move at his own pace. Ron Dale, Rick's brother, was an inspiration to Tyler, and he loved spending time with him, learning additional techniques. Tyler was eventually promoted to shop foreman, a position he held until History Channel decided to replace the original cast of the show. Since American Restoration ended, Tyler has kept a much lower profile than his father or stepbrother Brettley. While his Instagram is full of pictures and videos of his work as a fabricator, there is barely anything at all about his family life. This privacy suggests Tyler values personal boundaries between his professional work and private life. A lesson perhaps learned from years in the television spotlight. The only thing known for certain about Tyler's current personal life is that he married a woman named Haley in 2022. Haley Dale is an interior designer, creating an interesting professional pairing where Tyler's fabrication and metalwork skills complement Haley's design aesthetic. It seems like they live in Las Vegas together, maintaining connections to the city where Tyler grew up and learned his trade. Haley posts a lot more of their life together than Tyler does, including pictures of them attending Brettley Otterman's wedding in 2023. These glimpses into Tyler's life come primarily through his wife's social media rather than his own, reinforcing his preference for privacy despite having spent his formative years on television. Tyler appears to still work in restoration or related fabrication fields, though he's been deliberately private about the specifics of his activities. His Instagram suggests he continues using the skills his father taught him, but whether he works for someone else, operates his own business, or collaborates with Haley on design-build projects remains unclear due to his minimal public disclosure. The contrast between Tyler's quiet current life and his televised teenage years is stark. He seems to have consciously chosen to step away from public attention, focusing instead on his craft, his marriage, and a life lived on his own terms rather than for cameras and audiences. But his stepbrother Brettley took an entirely different path, one that led to remarkable business success. From grunt work to business empire. Brettley was best known on the show for doing the jobs that no one else wanted to do in the early seasons. He handled sand blasting, the dirtiest and most physically demanding work in the shop. He constantly had to clear his head of sand and dust, performed many menial tasks, and was often portrayed as the simpleton of the crew, someone who asked many questions and had to be taught everything from scratch. At first, this treatment seemed unfair, but it actually helped Brettley develop amazing skills that would benefit him tremendously after the show ended. He impressed viewers with his picking skills and real craftsmanship in sandblasting and soda blasting, demonstrating that the grunt work nobody wanted to do actually required significant skill and attention to detail. After American Restoration ended, Brettley made a brilliant business decision. He bought out a failing mobile sandblasting company in Las Vegas and transformed it into a huge success. He set up his own business called CleanWorks Mobile Media Blasting, which provides mobile surface blasting services throughout the Las Vegas area. The business now comprises 3 blasting rigs, and there's no sign that Brettley plans to slow down anytime soon. CleanWorks Mobile Media. Blasting offers a range of services, including paint stripping, graffiti removal, rust removal, and surface preparation. The mobile aspect is crucial. Brettley's team travels to the customer's location with specialized equipment, perfect for customers who cannot bring their items to a shop. The company serves a diverse clientele comprising automotive shops, contractors, municipal units, property managers, and homeowners, ensuring prompt and dependable service. With over 6 years of experience, the family-owned, licensed company emphasizes reliable, eco-friendly cleaning methods and advanced equipment. They offer free estimates and maintain a high repeat customer rate thanks to their quality work. CleanWorks Mobile Media. Blasting represents a smart business model that identified and filled a gap in the Las Vegas market. Many customers need surface preparation, paint removal, or rust elimination, but lack the ability to transport large items to a traditional sandblasting shop. By bringing the equipment to the customer's location, Brettley eliminated this barrier and made his services accessible to a much wider client base. The eco-friendly aspect of the business also positions CleanWorks favorably in an increasingly environmentally conscious marketplace. Modern media blasting techniques can be far less harmful to the environment than older methods, as they use recyclable materials and minimize chemical waste. This environmental responsibility appeals to municipal clients and contractors who must meet sustainability requirements. Brettley Otterman's estimated net worth is around $2.5 million, accumulated through his television work and successful business operations. This wealth demonstrates that the skills learned doing grunt work on American Restoration had real, lasting value that extended far beyond entertainment. Beyond business success, Brettley has built a wonderful family life alongside his successful business. He lives in Las Vegas with his wife Steph and their 3 children. While details about how Brettley and Steph met, when they got married, and specific information about their 3 kids remain private, Haley Dale has shared pictures from Brettley's 2023 wedding, confirming that the extended Dale Otterman family remains close. Brettley's transformation from the show's comic relief, who did the dirty jobs nobody wanted, into a successful business owner with multiple blasting rigs and a thriving customer base represents perhaps the most impressive post-American Restoration success story. He took skills that seemed mundane and unglamorous and built a profitable business empire that provided well for his growing family. But what happened to the other members of the crew who made American Restoration special? Ron Dale, Cowboy, and the rest of the crew. Not every cast member from American Restoration pursued high-profile post-television careers. Several chose privacy and quiet lives away from public attention, making it difficult to track their current activities. Ron Dale, Rick's brother, lives a quiet life and builds custom bicycles. This represents a return to simpler, more personal creative work, building bikes one at a time for individual customers rather than restoring items for millions of television viewers. Ron's expertise and decades of experience in restoration and fabrication have been channeled into a craft that allows him to work at his own pace on projects he chooses. Ron largely disappeared from public view after the show's cancellation. He doesn't maintain active social media accounts or give interviews about his life post-television. This privacy suggests Ron never sought fame for its own sake and was content to return to a quieter existence once the cameras stopped rolling. Kevin Lowry, fondly known as Cowboy, was one of the original members of Rick's team and was seen by fans as the lovable grouch. His craftsmanship in metal polishing was second to none, and his grumpy demeanor, epitomized by Rick's famous description of him as the grumpiest bastard I've ever met, made him a fan favorite. While he looked intimidating, Cowboy's work spoke for itself with polished metal pieces that gleamed like mirrors. Like Ron, Cowboy appears to have chosen complete privacy after American Restoration ended. Unlike the rest of the cast, Cowboy doesn't appear to have any social media accounts, and throughout the show, he opted not to share his real name with the public. His current whereabouts and occupation remain completely unknown. The man who spent years polishing metal on camera has polished his way out of public view entirely. This complete disappearance isn't necessarily concerning. It likely represents a conscious choice to live privately after years of reality television exposure. Cowboy never seemed comfortable with the attention he received due to his notoriety on the show, and his retreat from public life suggests he's happier without cameras documenting his work. Allie Dale, Rick and Kelly's daughter, was occasionally mentioned on the show, but never became a central cast member. Little information is available about her current life or career, suggesting she either chose privacy or pursued paths unrelated to restoration or entertainment. The varying paths taken by American Restoration, cast members reveal an important truth about reality television. Fame affects people differently, and there's no single correct way to live life after the cameras stop rolling. Some, like Brettley, leveraged their television exposure into business success. Others, like Tyler, maintained their skills but stepped back from public attention. Still others, like Ron and Cowboy, chose privacy and quiet lives focused on craft rather than celebrity. Nearly a decade after American Restoration's cancellation, the show's impact continues to resonate with fans who remember it fondly, and with cast members who built their lives on the skills they developed during those 6 seasons. For fans who miss the show, it's comforting to know that most of the beloved cast members are doing well in their new lives. While viewers may not see them on TV anymore, they continue to use their talents and skills to make them happy and provide for their families. The legacy of American Restoration lives on through the cast members' new careers and the millions of fans who still remember the show fondly. There have been unsubstantiated rumors that Rick's Restorations would make a comeback, possibly in a new television format that would give Rick more creative control. However, there hasn't been any concrete sign of this happening. Rick appears content operating his businesses away from cameras, suggesting that his experience with television producers and the creative control battles that led to his firing soured him on the industry permanently. The show remains available to stream on various platforms and on History Channel's official website, allowing new generations of viewers to discover the craftsmanship and family dynamics that made American Restoration special. Which cast members' post-American Restoration journey do you find most inspiring? Would you watch a reboot of American Restoration if Rick returned with full creative control? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.